This is a game called Gesta Final Camino a la Victoria. It's Cuba's state-sponsored version of Call of Duty. Except unlike the actual classic Call of Duty, this game pissed me off so much. The AI just straight up aimbots you, it crashes constantly, and even installing it was sketchy as fuck. Plus, it was way difficult to get my hands on this game in the first place. I searched English Google, I tried Spanish Google, I used ChatGPT, but ultimately, I had to resort to a place that no man wishes to enter voluntarily. Reddit. r/communism. Cuba's new revolutionary video game, Gesta Final. Have you noticed how incredibly difficult it is to find a game in the US that doesn't support American imperialism? What?
According to Greg, theoretically, there's an Earth out there made entirely of money.
I wonder how different the video game industry across the world would be if the USSR were still around.
And let me be clear, I'm talking about US currency.
Anyways, Gesta Final Camino a la Victoria translates to something like Final Campaign, Road to Victory, or Path to Victory. Gesta Final was a game developed in 2012 by Cuban group Avima. It's a group under another group called the Joven Club de Computación y Electrónica, or Young Club of Computing and Electronics. According to the AP, the group depends entirely on Cuba's Ministry of Communications. And on their own About page, it states that it was founded by Fidel Castro. But despite downloading it, I didn't actually install it. I just installed the installer, which I didn't think was necessary, but alright. As I was downloading the game from the installer, it just felt like installing Cuban spyware, and Castro is like laughing at me from the afterlife as Cuba hacks my channel and starts spamming out pro-Cuban content. Guys, if that ever happens, I told everybody well in advance. Anyways, as I finally got this virus on my computer, I loaded it up to be graced with an immediate technical glitch. All I see is a black screen. Whoa! Something's happening. Suffice it to say, I needed to do some technical debugging to get this to work. After using my computer science skills to turn it off and back on again, I was finally able to enter the game. Once I entered the game, Spanish Scorsese shows us an intro sequence detailing our start to our journey. This game is of course set during the Cuban Revolution, and we start on a boat back from Mexico to Cuba. Naturally, this is all based on real events when Castro and the Scooby Gang sailed back to Cuba after training in Mexico preparing for his revolution. And I'm starting to think it's not that hard to spot the differences.
Debemos desembarcar de inmediato para evadir la aviación enemiga.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Within 2 seconds of starting the game, I found a pain in my ass that I'm gonna have to be dealing with for the rest of the game. For some reason, the sensitivity is set to 1 million and there's no option to change it because of course there isn't. Conversely, my walk speed is set to almost 0 as I have to wade through a swamp level with nothing to do but walk, as this is a tutorial level. What makes this even worse is that there's a timer with no explanation, which is indicative of the rest of the bullshit in this game. You see, this game is terrible with objectives. It tells me to heal and grab ammo, but the compass is basically useless, the items are tiny, and nothing is labeled. Right here, the game gives me a tip to jump across a branch. But that's where the medkit is, so I jump forward like the game tells me and keep walking. Yet what the game actually wants me to do is turn around and go back to the branch to pick up my medkit. Wow. And since the objective markings on the compass are at points in the level where the game gave me tutorial tips, I assume that's what those markings were for. But they're not, and because I didn't figure that out in time, I failed the tutorial and had to restart. And after I was finally able to complete the tutorial, the game turns into Star Wars with a lengthy historical text with no narration and possibly the worst fitting music for a military shooter ever. The f*** is this music?
En Gesta Final se recoge fundamentalmente el periodo de la gesta revolucionaria de 1956 a 1959.
If you thought a game like this couldn't get any worse, then you're about to learn that this game has a pretty hidden talent for continually getting more sh**. We're in the battle. Oh my god. Hey, whoa, that... Please be nice. Oh my god, dude. Here's the thing, the best part about this is how the level is set in an open field, which sounds fine until you remember that the enemies can just aimbot you, which means I can't see any of them, but they can just shoot me from anywhere. But you want to know the cherry on top of this fucking shit-ass game? The fucking sensitivity. It's still set to 1 million. So by the time I actually have my cursor over the enemy, they're already shooting at me. I was being spawn capped by the AI. What the fuck? I would just spawn and die over and over and over again. Eventually, I just learned in order to play a bullshit game, you need to do bullshit. So when I spawned in, I just went to the corner and camped until the AI came to me. Because the best feature about this game is that the AI has a detection radius. If you're inside of it, they're just able to auto-lock you from Narnia. But if you're outside of it, they literally don't know you exist and just stand there like the dummies they are. So I hugged the edge of the map and just cheesed the level. Hey guys, I'm YouTube Nick, here to remind you that I am a real person and I work hard making these videos. So if you like my content, subscribing really does help me get somewhere. Plus, I'm always free to talk with in my Discord server. Link in description.
Oh no!
After watching The Empire Strikes Back, we load into a new level, this time with a sniper rifle. However, I don't think the game liked my Empire Strikes Back joke, since when I turned around, my game froze on this screen, causing me to restart from the beginning. And that's when I figured out, this game doesn't have autosave. Why wouldn't you have autosave? Fuck! God damn it. The funniest part about this was, I sort of forgave the game, since once I got back to the level, I was actually having fun with the sniper rifle. It's the only gun where the sensitivity isn't a million and it's an instant kill, so sitting there and getting kills wasn't half bad for once. But just like the rest of my life, happiness is only but a moment passing in the wind, as the game immediately takes my fun away by giving me only 6 bullets and forcing me to use a Thompson, bringing all my hopes and dreams of having a fun time playing this game crashing down. Fortunately for me, there's not too many enemies on this level, so I got through the hardest part. Just kidding! Turns out the hardest part is actually the easiest part, since you see, my objective is to burn their coconut supply. So naturally, I pick up this Molotov and... Whoa! Okay, so you know what? Maybe my bad. Maybe I just threw it too close, so I picked off the bad guys again, I got the Molotov again, but this time, I just need to learn from my mistakes and... What? After speedrunning the level again, just seething with rage and foaming at my mouth, I prepared myself mentally to throw this Molotov. This time, I parried my own Molotov so it didn't kill me. Thank God, that seemed to work, so now the last objective was to infiltrate the enemy barracks. Except, there's only 2 buildings, and there doesn't seem to be an entrance anywhere. Remember how I said the compass was useless? Yeah. Anyways, I walked around for a while just taking in the non-existent scenery until I found the entrance. Gotta love the game design here.
Our major focus section tonight is a newsmaker interview with Cuban President Fidel Castro.
Déjalo que fluya porque vida solo hay una, sé que la gente murmulla, pero huyo de la bulla de raperos con capuchas de capullos y capuchas de chaperos de maqueteros, de pirujas y putas. Tú quieres reconocer lo que les interesa a las mujeres en...
More sniping. Whoa, I just spawned in. Okay, so despite being shot at before I even loaded in, I actually enjoyed this level. As I already mentioned, the sniper rifle is really fun to use in this game, and this is a sniping level. I mean, there are other guns that I could have picked up, but f*** that. Plus, the enemies mostly couldn't shoot me anyways because I wasn't in their detection radius. And for once, there wasn't any bullshit objectives. Literally just my only objective was to kill the soldiers. That's it. It was short, it was clean, and it was actually fun. It's a palate cleanser. This whole fucking playthrough has been serving me shit on a stick, and for one glorious moment, I'm served chocolate on a stick instead. Which is exactly why I should have already been suspicious and known that this game was gonna punish me for enjoying it.
Revolución es sentido del momento histórico. Es cambiar todo lo que debe ser cambiado. Es igualdad y libertad. Revolución es sentido.
We start the next level, and I think Cuba's Ministry of Communications got a budget increase because we have a nice cutscene. And physics! Oh my god! We're sent to ambush this convoy, and naturally they just sent literally me to do the job because I'm just that great. So I do what any brave revolutionary would do, and I shoot everybody. And then this game hits me with my favorite feature once again, right on time. Yep, frozen again. Mission failed, which means I have to replay the whole thing. The whole game. The whole game! But I have to admit, this was partially my fault. You see, 2 things went wrong here. The first being, if I had clicked tab on my keyboard and checked the objectives, which I didn't think to do, I would have seen the objective was to not kill the prisoner, which is the officer. Secondly, yes, there is no autosave, but there is a manual save button. My problem is thinking in 2 languages f***s with your head, and I completely skipped over that. I didn't even realize it was there. Yes, I know I'm a fucking moron, you don't need to comment that. Suffice it to say, this all f***ed me over because the moment I replayed the game again, I got to this level and made the same mistake twice, because I'm just that consistent and not realizing why the game kept failing. But thankfully, I had figured out that there is a save button before failing the mission, so thanks to my own genius, I didn't need to replay the game for a 3rd, 4th, or 5th time, or however many times I played this damn game, I can't even keep track. Anyways, I kept mission failing, meaning I still needed to at least close the game and reopen it, which is why I started getting suspicious as to why every time I killed the officer, the mission would fail and the game would freeze. Yep, so I finally read the objective, which is probably one of the first things I should have done. This time, I didn't kill the prisoner, except the prisoner has a gun. So I was pretty confused as to why I couldn't take him prisoner since he was literally just shooting at me. So I said fuck it and I just ran for it and found bro camping in a truck like a battlefield sniper. So I promptly took care of that guy and finally got the animation for... Wait. Where were all of you guys? You could have helped me. Anyways, after finishing the Star Wars trilogy, the game just ends. Like, what was that? That was the worst ending. Like, bro, I played this game like 4 times just for them to end it like this. They didn't do anything cool, like go to Havana or something like that. Like, why is everything about this game so boring?